a job in the industry? Would you even take a job in the industry, or are you pretty content with just doing stuff independently?
This is something I do think about occasionally. Like a friend of mine, like is like an actual like animator, like a working animator. He moved to France, Paris, France,
Oh
to
wow.
like because that's where like the heart of all of it is, and like does it. And like I don't talk to him too much, but like it's definitely work, and he is kind of like a cynic about it now.
Mm,
But like I think if like an angel appeared in front of me in a cloud of like fire and brimstone and said like just push this button and you'll appear as an animator like in the industry, with a nice tiny apartment in the inner city, like I probably would say yes. But like I live in a small sleepy town. I have friends and family here. I
yeah.
don't really want to just like move to like maybe get a job.
Right.
So, kind of like how it stands right now is basically if I'm given an opportunity where I have like, especially like I kind of have to have a creative authority, I think, at this point. I don't
Mm,
know if I want to make someone else's vision.
right.
It's gonna sound, I don't know, it sounds egotistical, but like
No, no, I totally
I'm not the
understand
one
what you
also I'm
mean.
not the one asking people for jobs
Right,
right
right, right.
now.
For sure. No,
So, I kind of just do want to make my own, like I kind of have like accepted that I'm gonna work a quiet job during the day and try to just make my own things during my free time.
I mean, I think that's a totally fair thing because I mean, even because like when we think of the idea of like what is a job in animation, well, that's probably storyboarding or like because like most of like the actual like frames getting drawn are usually shipped out overseas. At least that's my understanding of it. So it's like there's very few like creative control jobs unless it's like your own show kind of thing.
Yeah,
Um,
pretty much.
which even then that means you're not really animating, you're more writing and like I mean still doing some visual stuff, but you know what I'm saying. I don't really got to explain that little
Yeah, it
tangent.
becomes all very sure, like decentralized and collaborative, and but I don't know. This is all once again. I'm just some caveman looking in from the forest. I'm not in the industry or anything. I don't have contacts.
Is that what your logo is? It's a caveman? No, it looks like a yeti.
It's a demon, I think, with Chris Cuomo's JPEG of Chris Cuomo's teeth. I don't know. Like I don't know if that's too political, but
No, I don't think so.
it comes from a much larger like mural of just like me and my friends just drawing crap with people's teeth, drawing little characters around people's teeth, and I was just like, I'm just gonna pick that because
Oh,
that was around the same time I made a channel.
oh that's fun. So
Yeah.
like I particularly enjoyed going over your catalog yesterday in terms of like your very first animation that you published, or unless it's not your first one, you like have deleted your first one since being a Blade Runner. I fucking love Blade Runner, so good.
Blade Runner. I have a complex relationship with Blade Runner.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what made me appreciate it so much is like, oh man, he's using the voiceover audio from that cut. Like, oh man, that
Oh yeah.
I was like, wow, man, nice, man, nice deep cut there, very good. What's your relationship with Blade Runner?
I don't know if you want an impromptu Blade Runner review,
I do.
but like I love everything about Blade Runner except the movie itself. Like when I watched the movie, I was like, "This is boring. I don't care." But then, like when you like actually like the characters and the world and like all the production that went into it is so interesting and awesome. But like I don't know. My subjective opinion is that it's like less than the sum of its parts. Like the parts are all awesome. I just don't like watching the movie. That's all.
Interesting. I so it's almost like you feel like Ridley Scott wasted the world.
I'd never say that about such. Did Ridley Scott do the Robin Hood movie? I wanted to say about the legendary director behind the Robin Hood movie, but I don't know if that would be just lying.
I
I
don't
haven't done
even.
any research.
I'm trying to remember the Robin Hood. Wait, was that Russell Crowe?
Yeah, it was the Russell Crowe Robin Hood
I
movie. I think that
literally
was Ridley
walked out of
Scott.
that. I literally walked out of that movie in the theater because I was like, "This is Gladiator in the woods. I'm done." Wait, no, that's not why I left. I actually remember the why I left. The opening
Oh,
scene. Uh, we're like, do you remember that movie? Do you are
I
you
never saw it.
okay?
I
Well,
just,
let me just tell you about this one scene that happens. So it opens up and there's a fucking siege, right?
right.
And so it's showing people on the battlements shooting arrows and looking scared, and then now there's the army trying to climb ladders and shit. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. But then there's a fucking dude. I if this is not real, if my brain has somehow made this up, I hope someone can correct me. But there's a dude carrying soup, like it's like the castle's cook. I swear to God, this is real. He goes up. He's bringing soup to the defending soldiers because okay, and then he grabs just a random crossbow that's on the battlements, aims it, shoots it, kills the king that's out there in the battlefield. And,
Hell yeah, that
and I was
sounds awesome.
for me, I was like, "Fuck this!" I was like, "This is the most ridiculous." Yeah, I don't know. Something about that just hit me the wrong way.
Oh yeah, like what's it called? I don't know, I'm a big fan of like bullshit in movies. That's like my
Uh,
favorite genre, probably. Like, I mean, like speaking of like bad medieval stuff, have you seen the Guy Ritchie King Arthur movie? It's called like Legend of the Sword or something.
no.
It's like I don't know. It's one of those movies where it's like I don't even know how this got made. It's like a Guy Ritchie hyper stylized retelling of King Arthur, Sword in the Stone. Jude Law plays like a Death Knight. He's got magical powers. He's like a demon.
What?
It's wild. And it's just one of those. I don't know. I love these. Well, this is like weird movies. Like I don't know. This is gonna become the movie talk now instead of the cartoon talk.
It
But
doesn't matter. It's just a
yeah,
casual conversation.
like what like defines what I love about movies is the movie Southland Tales. You ever heard of it or seen that one?
No. What is it?
It's like it's like a director did Donnie Darko. Don't remember his name right now, but it's just like it's this giant like it's like The Room in terms of like quality, but it has this like $1 billion budget. Dwayne Johnson, maybe you've heard of him,
Uh-huh.
plays the lead, and it's like the least like like this is before I guess he had like really strong agents and contracts where he only played the same character. Like it's like the least The Rock character ever. He plays the pimp who gets like sent back in time or something.
Oh
But
wow.
the movie is just completely schizophrenic. And like off the wall, like a student project, but it just has all this money behind it. And the whole time you're asking, like, how did this get made? But I love stuff like that where it's just like a big middle finger to the studios where like someone's making their vision and I don't really get it, but I can just get behind the fact that it got made. Like Justin Timberlake shows up and he does a musical number. Like it's
What?
actually
You're making
insane.
you're making all
No,
this up.
this is on YouTube. Southland Tales, Justin Timberlake musical number.
Holy shit. You're blowing my mind. One thing that I really love about your animations is that you don't waste any words. Like if anything can have a visual, it will have a visual, at least from what I've noticed. Like you even animate the uhs. And I I as someone that has tried to start animating, it's there's just so many moments where I was like, man, there's no fucking way I would have gone through that extra 3 hours to do to do that, and that's definitely to my detriment. But how are you able to stay so committed to the bit, as it were?
Uh, I don't know. I think it has to like this is spitballing. I'm
Yeah.
not very introspective. But I think it has to do with the fact that I don't like I when I storyboard it's rough. And I
Hmm.
kind of just like I go basically frame like I like or like each like 3 second increment I finish it start to finish. I'm not going through first pass. All right, we have the forms down. All right, second pass. Let's like maybe get a bit more detail in there and do the back. Like I'm kind of like things are done as it's like it's done like in sequential order. Maybe not as much these days, but when I was starting. So I think I just like kind of just have that like living in the moment. You're just kind of going through and finishing it all like in one pass.
Oh shit.
Like it kind of led to the because I do yeah I understand I have a very like high density style which I think like doesn't always work. I like when I watch some stuff back I'm like how is someone supposed to like
Oh no.
like watch this? There's just so much going on sometimes.
Well, that's what makes it so rewatchable, though. I mean, something that
Yeah.
feeds into that. Interesting. So, wow. I'm just taking that all in, the whole the idea of working sequentially like that. So you storyboard every 3 seconds or so. Is that what you say? Is that still your method?
No, not anymore.
Okay.
Like I still do like to like when I do a scene, I finish the scene. I'm not like gonna go back to it.
Hmm.
like, which also I think leads to the high density where, like, if I do a scene and I don't like it, like, I'm not gonna redo it. I don't have time for that. Like, I'm just gonna like,
Oh,
"Alright, next scene has to be even better." It's basically
right.
the mantra. The next 3 seconds have to be, like, really crazy because I don't think enough happened in those last 3 seconds, you know?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like real time punching it up kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if I was, like, being given money to work on something, I probably would take it a bit more seriously, but, like, as it stands, I really started this just to prevent myself from getting cabin fever with the, lockdowns and all that stuff. So, like, I just like to do it my own way,
I gotcha.
one frame at
Nice.
a time.
One frame at a time.